Here we go. All right, welcome back to Two Men One Cross podcast. So my name is Pete. I'm your host, and we got Tyler right here. How you doing, Tyler?
What's up? I'm all right. I'm alive.
Finally, all right, we got you back in here. So, all right, Two Men One Cross podcast is a family-friendly podcast. I don't do anything inappropriate, but Tyler can do whatever he wants, right, Tyler?
I can do almost anything that I want. We discovered that.
We just discovered that. So, a little bit sorry. So we did this podcast one time, and we it's highly inappropriate, so we changed it. So we redo it.
I went a bit too far.
Too far.
I went a bit too far.
Okay. All right. Now let's do a new ad in here. So every time when we have podcasts, so we have to thank our sponsor, Aflac. So Aflac, no, we're not talking about the Aflac or the company. So we want to talk about the Aflac duck. You know, that's his name.
So, maybe. I think it's like
the Aflac duck so look like this. But you know Nick Saban, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Aflac duck started coming out on January 1st of 2000. American got the first glimpse of the new innovative marketing campaign with this like a gorgeous duck. So, and guess what? This duck went on a lot of commercial. It went up to like appear to more than 75 commercials and has helped with Aflac company into the become a household name. That's amazing. And not only in America, our little duck went abroad. Look at this. You know what country this is?
I know exactly what country that is.
Aflac duck went to Japan, and it became about 5 to 10 commercial in Japan. Take a look. This is one of the ad in Japan.
おかげさまで個人生命保険加入件数日本一よっありがとうございますいつもより余計に回してますこの人目回してるだけで私とキャラ同じ
個人生命保険加入件数ナンバーワン
アメリカファミリーありがとう
We love the duck in our country, and everyone else in our world also love the duck. That's
a guaranteed sell. I would buy that if I understood what it said and I understood what number to call. I would do it, but however, I don't speak whatever language that was.
It's Japanese, yeah. I don't know either, but yeah, okay. People love Aflac duck over there too.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy. Yep, you're right. All right, now let's talk about the lab this week. So this lab will determine the limiting reagent from 2 reactants here. Right, you and your partner will be assigned the amount of calcium chloride and sodium carbonate to react and precipitate calcium carbonate. And calcium carbonate is just chalk, basically. Okay. And so let's say you and your friends, so you the TA might be assigned reaction A and B or C and D, and you just mix them together right here with this amount. Okay. The reaction takes time, so it takes about 10 minutes reaction. So mix these two together in solution and let it sit for like 10 minutes, right, before you do anything else. At the end of the lab, we're looking for you to determine the theoretical yield, actual yield, percent yield, and which one is limiting reagent. Okay. Right, super simple right there. This is really short lab video. All right, so but there's a little detail about how you mix calcium chloride and sodium carbonate. Before you mix them, you have to get both of them into the solution first, like separate solution. So you take measure some amount of calcium chloride and some amount of sodium carbonate, put into separate flask, all right, with a 50 milliliter water. The tricky part is right here. One of them is soluble easily. The other one is not that soluble in water, so you have to it takes some time to get them into the solution. And the way that we get one of these into the solution, so we start out with 50 milliliter water. If it's still not getting to the solution, you can see, let's see, clump of powder on the water. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna stir it pretty vigorously. Add 10 milliliter of water and keep stirring. If it's still not soluble, add 10 more milliliter, keep stirring, add 10 more, add 10 more, and add 10 more. After 50 milliliter, if it's still not soluble in water, you heat it up with a Bunsen burner. Okay, heat it up just a little. It doesn't have to be boiled, just keep it warm, basically, and it should dissolve into the solution. Once you have got these two into the solution, you mix them together. All right, I just pour one to the other. We have a funnel, so make sure you use a funnel so it's easier to pour. Okay, so pour one to the other and just let it precipitate for like about 10 minutes. Okay, rinse all the flasks with the eye water. You want to make sure you get everything into the solution. Okay, after 10 minutes, so you can after you have the precipitate, you will vacuum filter just the precipitate. So the vacuum filtration will be set up like this. The TA will tell you what to do. Okay, so you will have the vacuum flask at the bottom. Don't forget the rubber adapter, so keep everything vacuum and sealed. We have a Buchner funnel. All right, we have a filter paper inside it, and then you pour your compound, your solution at the top. All right, so it looks something like this. Don't forget to add the filter paper. Without a filter paper, everything will just go through. All right. Okay, and at the end, so let it sit on the vacuum for about 15 minutes, and then you're gonna dry your compound in the oven for about 20 minutes. The drying here, so I said 20 minutes, but this 20 minutes is assumed that the inside the oven is hot. But since we have a lot of people and the student will just keep opening the oven, the temperature drop. Okay, so it might take a bit longer than 20 minutes to dry your compound. So you use the judgment right there. All right, so if your compound's dry or not. All right, and then don't forget to clean up everything that can go down the drain. Okay. All right, now a little bit about assignments. So you and your friend will be assigned the specific reaction to do, which means the some amount of calcium chloride or sodium carbonate. Let's say if you are in a group of 3, you will be assigned 3 reactions, and each one of you just do 1 reaction each. All right, that's pretty much it. Okay.
Fucking riveting.
Yeah. Let's move on to the fun segment of our podcast. So it's a conversation on Tinder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one. I'm from Phoenix. Tell me a little about yourself. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. What town are you from? Born and raised in South Detroit. Nice. What brought you to Chicago? Took the midnight train going anywhere.
That's a banger.
That's a clever.
Yeah.
All right, one more segment, a fun segment. So this one, Q&A with Tyler. You ready, Tyler?
Oh, Jesus.
One student asked, you seem to have experience. Would you give us one piece of dating advice?
Piece of dating advice?
Dating advice.
Only date one person at a time.
That's
when you date more than one person at a time, it gets confusing and a bit risky.
And a bit risky in terms of what?
And wash your sex toys after each use.
Oh no! Oh, that's a oh my God. That's a great piece of advice.
You're welcome.
Sanitation come first, right?
Yeah. Hashtag Purina.
Oh my God. That's nasty. Well, you can catch up with me and Tyler on the next episode. So here's if you want to follow Tyler. So we have his Snapchat right there. Okay.
I don't see my Snapchat, but okay.
That's too much. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
There it is right there. Anyway, so same thing. So if you like our podcast, don't forget to click like, subscribe, rate 5-star, leave a comment. You can make a comment about Tyler and his advice. Great advice. Loving it. All right, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.